Hello and welcome to program 87. Program 87 is a volume profile program, much like program 86, but there are a few differences, and I'll go through those as well as the inputs. So first of all, what is the volume profile? Well, what this program does is it looks at a price series provider for the same period of time being analyzed, and it calculates a cumulative volume at each price. So how much volume has occurred at that price level during the previous during the period we're looking at. So for example, a bar could touch a particular price point several times, and those volumes would be summed up and then drawn on the chart using the drawing tools to create a histogram, very much like program 86. Now the difference in this, a couple of differences. One is that in TradeStation, as you probably know, on a minute chart, the time of a bar is actually the end of that bar. So for example, the 5:56 bar on a 1 minute chart is going to have all the activity between just after 5:55 and 5:56. That's the time it ends. So what this program does, it takes account of that and it draws the histograms analyzing the bars that have occurred within that time period before the histogram starts for that, whatever the bar length is. In this particular case, 1 minute, so it would look back from the 56 bar, from everything after 55 to 56 for that first bar, and so on. And then it goes however many minutes. Well, we'll look at the inputs in a moment. The other thing about the program is that whereas the previous program 86 only analysed the periods that had actually closed, I had a customer who was saying it'd be very useful to be able to see the histogram developing in real time. So what I've done is I've modified the program so that will now occur. And what I'm going to do is just show you, as you can see to the right of the chart, we have a histogram forming. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh the charts and then just show you how that works. Okay, so the chart is now refreshed, and you'll notice that we're not seeing anything here. But what the way it works is when the first bar is completed, the first new bar is completed, the bar that's forming at the moment. As soon as that's completed, then we will get the histogram drawn, and then that will be updated for the rest of that period. So if we just wait until this 1 minute bar ends, you'll then see a histogram appearing. Voila. Okay, so let's have a look at the inputs. Oh, another important change between this program and the program 86 is that in program 86 you get the histogram whether you like it or not. In this one, what you can do is, if you go into the inputs, you can turn the histogram off so that you will still get the lines plotted at the highest, lowest for the period, and also the last, most highest volume, but you will not get the histogram. So you can see now that we've got those lines indicating the highest bar, the lowest bar, and then this orange line is the value of the price where most of the volume occurred in the previous period. Okay, so while we're here, let's just go through the inputs. So the first one is the repeat time. Now this program is designed for minute charts, like 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, whatever. So the repeat time is how many minutes you want the period to last for. The second input is the first date. So there's no point in loading a price series provider going back a very, very long time in the past if you're only going to be analyzing relatively recent times. So that's the first date that we're analyzing, and that's the start time. So what the program does, it will do 25 minutes from that time, and then it will keep on repeating those periods. One is ticks or volume. So if we just have a quick look at the program and remind ourselves, or remind myself, of the way that I've got that set up. So ticks or volume is 0 for using ticks and 1 for volume. Interval type, now you have a choice between ticks, minutes and seconds, and what I've done is set the period to be 1. So in other words, if the interval type is set to 0, we will be analyzing this thing based on a 1 tick price series provider. If it's set to minutes, a 1 minute, and if it's set to seconds, a 1 second price series provider. So we'd obviously get more detail if we were using the ticks. Draw history we've just spoken about. The histogram colors, first color and second color, and what the program does is interpolates between the colors. So the longest, highest volume would be purple, the smallest would be Alice blue in this case, and it would interpolate between the two. Histogram weight, that's a number between 0 and 6, shows how thick those horizontal histogram bars are. The histogram alpha, this means that you can actually make it a little bit more transparent, which perhaps would give you a better visibility of the bars on your chart. And then these values are the colors, so the top line, the bottom line, and the volume pivot line. They are the values of the plots, and what we're doing there is taking one of the color object colors and then converting it into a form that can be used in a plot statement. So it just gives you an easier way of having various colors that you might not otherwise tend to use. So just going back to what I said about the greatest volumes, you can see here we've got colors between yellow and a type of green, and you can see the price with the highest volume is this price here, and then that is continued in the plot until the next period is finished, and then that value, as you can see here, is continued in the plot, and so on. Okay, hopefully you will find this useful. I will make it available for download. Thank you very much.